103 medium wave. On your mobile and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.
TalkSPORT News.
Just a reminder, we bring you live commentary of Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace this evening in the Premier League. All the build-ups from 7 with Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface, Danny Murphy. We'll be bringing you commentary on that one this evening. And as always, you can react in the Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. But Emma Kerwin joins us now with the news headlines.
Thank you, Paul. Good afternoon. An OnlyFans model's admitted throwing a milkshake over Nigel Farage. Victoria Thomas Bowen chucked it at him outside a pub in Essex whilst he was out campaigning during the general election. The Reform UK leader spoke a few days afterwards about it.
I have spent my life in politics being in crowds of people. I actually like people, which probably makes me unusual for a UK political figure. It's not much fun, I'll be honest with you. Does it make me thoughtful? Yes. Will it stop me? No.
A granddad who was jailed for taking part in anti-immigration riots this summer has died in prison. Peter Lynch screamed at police outside a hotel housing asylum seekers in Rotherham. He died on Saturday. There will be an investigation into his death. An Australian senator says she's not fussed if some people think she abused her position when she heckled King Charles. Lydia Thorpe shouted at him to give back our lands after his speech in Australian Parliament. And an airport has set a time limit on farewell hugs to just 3 minutes. It's not here, it's one in New Zealand. The airport's put up signs at drop-off zones to prevent congestion and says for fonder farewells, please use the car park.
Talk Sport with Bostik. If you need a professional grade sealant with high mold resistance, easy tooling and minimal shrinkage, choose Bostik Pro Sealants.
Mikel Arteta admits the third red card of the season gives his cause for concern, and Virgil van Dijk says he's in discussions with the right people over his contract. Ben has more at 3.
Previously on White and Jordan.
No one buys a football club until that football club is in absolute distress.
But the fans look at it differently.
Comments, conflict and confrontation.
Well, who creates hell most of the time? The media whip up the Ferrari.
Hold on. Even better than Carradine.
Let me finish this.
Here we go.
Disagree to disagree.
Jim White and Simon Jordan.
I mean, do me a favour.
Continues tomorrow morning from 10 on TalkSPORT.
Paul Hawksby and Andy Jacobs here on TalkSPORT. We turn our attention now to rugby league. Of course, the season is over, but I think sometimes this week we'll get a bit of a steer on the big changes to the sport. The media company IMG are very much involved in Super League Rugby League at the moment, and there is a new grading system. So it's not just whether you win or lose, you stay up or you go down. There are different criteria for what justifies you being a Super League team. London Broncos, the London franchise in Super League, did go down this year, but not by much. And Adrian Darrell's Hull FC had a poor season. They only went down on points difference. But it's going to be a tough road for them to come back again because of the new grading system. And in light of that, a man who's bankrolled the club for 20-odd years, has decided to put them up for sale. They need to raise money pretty quickly to hopefully get themselves back in the big time. They'll drop down into the Championship, and their coach, Mike Eccles, has joined us in the studio. Hi, Mike.
Hi, guys.
We caught up with you during the season. It was always going to be a tough task. You know, there's much, much better resource clubs than you. And to be fair, you took it all the way with Hull. There was nothing ultimately. It was just sort of points difference in the end. You were on the exact same amount of points you'd earned during the season, but you were always going to go down because of the grading system, which must have been, disheartening, I'm sure.
We were, yeah. I mean, we made a real fist of it by the end of the season. We felt like we got up to speed, and we went into the season with only really one established player at that level in Rhys Kennedy. We'd had players who played Super League, and myself, I'd never coached at Super League, so it was always going to be tough to get going. We struggled to recruit and attract players because, as you've said, before the season started, we knew we were relegated, so it was always going to be a tough ask. But by the end of the season, I thought the performances that we were putting together were Super League standard, and it's such a shame that we can't go around again. But as you said, we've been relegated. Well, we haven't actually. We will be.
Yeah.
We're resigned to that. On Wednesday, the updated gradings will come out, and that will confirm. Well, more than likely, we will be relegated, and Wakefield will likely replace us.
What incentive is there for anybody to invest in this if you can't come up again?
Well, you can. I think it's a really good question. And what's such a shame is David Hughes invested for 27 years, year after year, as a sole owner. It was pretty disgruntled with the fact that we got up on merit last year and we prop up everything pretty much outside the M62 down here on our own, and yet we've been told we're relegated before a ball's kicked. So he's now left us, and for the first time in probably around 10 years, there's no parachute payment either, which has left us very vulnerable.
Why have they decided to do away with the parachute payment this time?
It's all part of the new structure,
Right.
In terms of how the money is split and invested into the game and into the team. So timing's everything in sport, and it's absolutely it's destroyed us really, and left us, like I say, in a tough spot. But in terms of what you're saying, Andy, why would you invest? Well, you can get up there as long as you tick the right boxes along the way. And we feel we're probably only 2 years of good investment away from a grade 15, which would get you Super League access. At the same time, we're up against time to get that investment in.
Mike, it's probably worth explaining what the criteria are. Some of it is social media engagement. It's fan base, isn't it? The amount of... And that's tough on you because, the heartland is in the north. That's where the heritage is. And you're still kind of growing it. And your owner was saying last season he'd love another 10,000 people on the gate because you play at Wimbledon's ground, the Cherry Red. So it's difficult, isn't it? There's so many different criteria, so many boxes you've got to tick to get back in.
Yeah, so essentially it's split into 4 sections. So you've got your business model, you've got your fandom, so your reach as well in terms of social media, how many fans you get through the gate. So they challenge you to get 3/4 of your stadium full. So if you've got a 20,000 seat stadium, then you've got to get over 15,000. Our target's around 7,500. The Cherry Red's around 9,500. And obviously your on-field performance as well. So there's many factors go into it. And I actually do think that in the long run, this could be a good thing for the game. It's just, as the timing's really hurt us at this moment in time. So, but we actually feel we're going to make the biggest strides within the grading. So we were ranked 24th last year, and there can only be 12 in Super League, and we think we're going to get around a 50% rise in grading, which leave us somewhere around the 12.5 mark, we believe. So we're only 2.5 points off an automatic return to Super League. Realistically, that would take around 2 years to get there. But if we take a step back now, it will take even longer. So hence the search for investment is crucial.
Yeah. It's been a sort of holy grail, hasn't it, for the rugby league to crack London, but it's kind of never happened. I remember going to see Fulham versus Wigan. That was a great fixture in Chiswick, but somehow it's never quite captured it enough. I don't know why, because you think there are a lot of people who love the game, a lot of people from North who live in the London area, but what reason do you think that it's never quite chimed with the London audience?
Well, it's a really good question. And I think we've actually achieved everything that there is to be achieved in London across different eras. I've said this before. So in 99, we had huge fan bases, and we filled Wembley alongside Leeds Rhinos, and we had massive players like Martin Offiah, Sean Edwards, Steele Eccles, global superstars. So that tells you that if you've got a winning product, you will attract the fans. What we didn't have was any homegrown players. Well, we're now in an era, Andy, where we've got 75% homegrown players, but we've not got the fan base because we're not, relatively successful. And we just feel right now we're right on the cusp of it, of putting the homegrown players together, which British people enjoy that, don't they? Seeing the fruits of your labour with your academy and your investment into that, alongside some superstars, some global superstars. I think we've got a fantastic base, the Cherry Red, and it's such a shame that we just can't quite put it together.
Is there anybody out there at the moment? Are there people talking to the club about investment? Has he got an interest in taking the club owner over?
Yes, I believe so, but nothing too strong, to be honest with you. I'm led to believe so. It's very much out there at the minute for discussion with the club. Should anybody be interested, it's a super exciting project for somebody.
Have you got enough at the moment to start the championship season next season? I mean, is it as fundamental as that?
The fundamentals are that we need to generate the money to start the season. We have some money, we have some distribution, but at the same time, we've got to generate what we can through season ticket sales. Our memberships are out there now. The fans have gone and put a GoFundMe page up to help us resource that as well. So we need all the income streams that we can, really. So yes, it's going to be tight, but we think we can do it with obviously the support of everybody around.
I mean, it's not a good look for IMG, is it? I mean, they want to grow the sport, and we've seen them looking to do that with Toronto and Catalans and Toulouse and everything that's been going on to take it out of that northern heartland. It's not a good look, really, with you struggling to start a championship season as the London franchise.
It's not. Being really honest, I don't think it's a bad concept. It's not a great look that we've lost a long-term investor into the game. That's not great.
Yeah.
It's amazing success for the game. You're talking about how do we achieve it in London? Well, we're almost there now. We're generating our own players year on year. We've got up to Super League on merit. We haven't been placed into Super League, and yet we're having to possibly take 3 or 4 steps back unless we get investment. At the same time, if we can get investment quickly, then we genuinely do believe we can get back to Super League in 2 years, 3 maximum.
So, people go along to the Broncos website. Hopefully, they can. Is there a link through to the GoFundMe page and everything there?
There is, yes, and we're aware, obviously, the crowdfunding now, and I'm sure we can circulate as a club now that we're aware of.
Because from your own point of view, though, I see you were nominated for Coach of the Year, which is some achievement. So, you must be pleased from your point of view the way it's gone.
Yeah, we won 3 games. We got relegated, and I think that was recognition for the team of just how well we competed. And I think the back end of the year for 12 consecutive games were absolutely fantastic. And again, everything's building blocks, isn't it? It's just a shame we can't build on that for next year in Super League.
I came at the Warrington Wolves game, and you did play some really good stuff that day. You were in the game for a long time, and gave them a proper match. So, I mean, it's very difficult, isn't it, with the resource that they have? You only look at their team that they have and the resource they can call on. It's always going to be tough for you. It's always going to be a bit of a giant killing. But you're right. You did play some really good stuff this season.
Yeah, and it's a shame because we feel like another 10 games and we could have got off the bottom. Probably another 5 games maybe. We were gathering a lot of momentum. And I think it was another... we went into the season, like I said, with only 1 established player. And now... what is nice for the game, not so much for us, is that we've unearthed all this talent now that they'll be household names now.
Yeah.
There's probably 10, 12 names that people didn't know last year. They've gone to other clubs, although that's not great for us right here, right now. I'm really pleased for them. I'm really pleased for the game that we've identified talent, we've nurtured talent, and we've put it out there for the game to promote from.
Well, let's hope you can get the funding you need. You think you need about 350,000 really for the start of the season, don't you, ideally, to kick off and get some new players under contract and stuff?
Ideally, yeah. I mean, the model that we're trying to do at the minute is we're trying to keep the club debt-free, which it is at the minute. So it's more attractable for someone to come in and take it on.
Yeah. And it is a good time to... I mean, having said that, it's not a good look for IMG. The fact they are there and they're changing the game... and it's an exciting time for the sport because, as you said, it could work out very well. It's an exciting time for someone to invest. It is. It's going all in the right direction.
Yeah, I think the thing is, Paul, what the IMG will say is that your investment is more secure.
Yeah.
So if you can commit for a period of time and you know exactly where you need to get to in a certain time frame on the field and off the field, you can work towards that and put a plan in place. So once you get there, you're in as well in terms of the grading system, and you're in Super League. You've got the security then, so. It's easy to recruit sponsorship, maintain certain sponsors as well. So, yeah, super exciting for somebody.
Well, we wish you luck, mate. Let's hope you can get it over the line and get the money. And we'll keep in touch. Let us know how you're getting on in the process, and we hope you can come through this and thrive. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Mike Eccles there, the coach of the London Broncos. And if you go to the Broncos website, all the information is there. How you can help, whether you're a big investor, a small investor who cares about the sport surviving in the
Tell Rihanna
capital.
not to invest in Tranmere.
Yeah, why doesn't Rihanna pump some money into London Broncos?
I think she should.
Instead of Tranmere Rovers. No, sorry, Tranmere. Anyway, we're going to be chatting about that later on. We're also going to be chatting to a former colleague of ours who's written a wonderful book, a bit of a father-son odyssey from back in the day. We'll be chatting to Giles Goford very shortly. We're here with the Tool Station Club, the loyalty programme that gets 5% of every order, 18 plus T's and C's apply.